You're listening to A Day Podcast. Podcast for all things creative. โรงเรียนนานาชาติ International School Podcast. Learning from the expats.
สวัสดีครับคุณผู้ฟังครับขอต้อนรับทุกท่านครับเข้าสู่โรงเรียนนานาชาตินะครับใน EP นี้ครับแขกรับเชิญของเรานะครับเป็นสาวสวยลูกครึ่งอิตาเลียนนะครับซึ่งเดิมทีนั้นเติบโตมาด้วยครอบครัวที่อบอุ่นนะครับแล้วก็มีความขี้อายเป็นทุนเดิมแต่ไปๆมาๆนะครับขึ้นเวทีถึง2เวทีที่มีความแตกต่างกันทั้งเวทีประกวดนางงามและเวทีร้องเพลงนะครับแล้ววันนี้นะครับบอกเลยว่าผลงานของเธอนั้นเรียกว่าขึ้นไปอยู่ในเพลย์ลิสต์ของ Spotify แล้วนะครับเรียกว่าพูดถึงชื่อเธอคนนี้นะครับจะไม่รู้จักเป็นไปไม่ได้เลยนะครับทุกคนครับขอต้อนรับครับวาเลนติน่าพลอยครับสวัสดีครับคุณพลอย
สวัสดีค่ะ Hello
สวัสดีค
everyone
รับ Okay well first of all thank you so much for being on our show
Thank you for having me
Thank
Such
you
a great pleasure and honor
ใครหลอกน้องพลอยมาครับงานนี้ ไม่เป็นไร
ไม่มีค่ะ
นะไม่เป็นไรอดีตไม่สำคัญปัจจุบันนี้อยู่กับเราแล้วนะครับ Okay so let's go a bit starting with your childhood
Yeah
Alright tell us a bit about your childhood please
Well my childhood was totally in Italy because I was born and raised in a little town in the south of Italy called Sorrento You might know that It's in Amalfi Coast It's so beautiful It's like there's so much nature there's the sea there are like so many mountains So my childhood was pretty much a slow life I would say compared to the rushy like Bangkok life and stuff
So back in Italy I would assume nature is very pristine
Yeah it's very nice
No mosquitoes
There are lots of mosquitoes in summer
okay Not much traffic though
There is traffic as well but less as it's like small and imagine there's just one main street not like 50,000 highways
I see Now with all that why did you move to Thailand
Actually I didn't even decide to move to Thailand because I used to come to Thailand every year on holiday with my family because my mom is Thai I didn't say that my mom is Thai and my dad is Italian and so I just used to come here to visit my family my grandmother lives here all my Thai family lives here and also my dad loves Thailand so much so just used to come and then basically 2 years ago after joining a singing competition in Italy while I was
the
on
X Factor
exactly X Factor Italia I was on holiday in Thailand 2 years ago and I decided like if I did that in Italy why wouldn't I do that in Thailand as well just let me try it's my second home after all so I just decided to join The Voice Thailand and then after The Voice Thailand everything kind of started follow each other like I joined another competition which is Miss Universe Thailand because I started to work like I started have work coming in and then I joined the Miss Universe competition and then after that I just never went back to Italy until I got signed with What the Duck Music
I see so if I were to ask you where is home
Oh this is such a hard question honestly I really believe that home what makes a home is like who is in that home like the people in it so I would say wherever my parents are right now because I wouldn't lie I have to tell you that even though Thailand is home right now I really miss Italy because like I grew up there and it's like been ages like since I could see my parents as well so I would say that wherever they are that's home so it could be Italy could be Thailand could be Africa could be everywhere
home is where the love is
home is where the love is and I mean I really love the world in general so every corner of it
a global
could be
population
home.
indeed
yes
okay ได้อยู่นะครับ so I mean comparing your hometown in Italy with Bangkok I mean is there any similarity I'm trying to find and I just really can't really
some similarities I would say maybe in the Thai and like more broadly in the Thai and Italian cultures because they both the cultures have this kind of welcoming and warm and like you know kind of feeling in different ways because where I come from in Italy they would be more like party like talking loudly and everyone is
with
like
the hands
eating so much
okay.
like that moving hands dancing and Thailand is maybe more like you know more not talking out loud that much and stuff, but they have the same kind of welcoming towards people and the same kind of like nice and warm feelings. So I would say that is something that I feel from both the cultures.
The similarity.
Yeah.
What's the biggest difference then?
Yeah, I would say in the way people express themselves. Like in Italy, they're more like loud and outspoken and stuff, and in Thailand they would be more like shy and เรียบร้อย and more like, you know, like
Right.
Obviously it depends on the person in the end and on everyone's personality, but like on a big percentage
Right.
from what I felt.
Okay, so you as a person, which side of the spectrum do you fall on?
I think that I could be definitely both, which creates lots of inner inside of me.
What's that inner
It's like I wouldn't know how to explain it in words.
Okay.
Actually, I've been talking with my other Lukrungs friends about this as well, because sometimes I just feel like, because I think that I'm exactly half Thai and half Italian, so I can feel 100% Thai sometimes and 100% Italian sometimes. So sometimes I feel both, sometimes I feel none, and it's like I would say I'm a total mix, because sometimes I'm very outspoken and very like loud and very fiesta party yoo-hoo, and sometimes I'm very shy, which is very like I would say comes from my Thai side, very have this Thai manners of yeah.
Okay, so which song, it could be yours or anybody's song, defines you most?
Which song defines me most? I would say one of my songs,
Which is?
Which I think More Than Gold is definitely one of them.
Right.
Because it's a song that I wrote about my parents and about all the things that they taught me.
Okay.
So it's very personal, and like all of my feelings from when like living here so far away from home to follow my dream and stuff. So I would say that this is
Right.
yeah.
Can we hear a verse?
Yeah. Mama used to say when I was 12 years old, it's nice to be a child, don't rush to grow old. With time you realize that nothing worth comes easy.
Beautiful. เอาตบมือสิครับรออะไรคนในสตูดิโอ
Thank you.
Right, okay, that was beautiful. Right, you mentioned that your mom taught you when you were 12 years old. Besides teaching you how to live life, teaching you how to become a good person, she also taught you the Thai language.
Yes.
Right, now living in Italy with a very European environment and all that, did you see that the Thai language was necessary at that time?
I was always like, my mom always taught me to see that Thai language was absolutely the most important thing that I had to know at the time. So obviously, yes, it was. I really think that it's wrong, if I can say that, my very humble opinion, to think that Thai language is not necessary, because every kind of knowledge is always necessary. I mean, it's enriching, and also my mom is Thai. Why wouldn't I speak her language? Half of my whole family is Thai, and knowing a language also means like opportunity, I guess. Imagine if I didn't speak Thai, what would I do in Thailand now?
True.
I couldn't even live here. It would be so hard. So my mom used to say that the only moradok that I can give you, that's the most valuable thing that I can give you and you will keep forever with you, is my language, my culture, and like, you know, part of who I am. So yeah, I think it's very important. I'm so grateful that she did teach me.
Right, but it was not just a language. It was another 4 more languages, altogether 5 languages that you speak.
Yeah.
Right.
Those I kind of learned alone.
Right. Okay, so they're Italian, of course, English, which
There's
we're
Italian,
speaking
there's
in.
English, yes, there's Thai, there's Spanish, and there's French.
Wow. Okay, so what's with all these languages? I mean, did you learn in school or did you self-learn, self-taught?
Of course, I also got familiar with these languages at school, because in Italy, since you're very young, they in schools there's like the English language, and then there's French until a point, and then when you go to high school, you can choose what direction of high school you want to choose, and obviously I chose the languages high school, which makes you choose another one, which is between German and Spanish, and I chose Spanish. So
Muy bien.
Muy bien,
Muy bien.
gracias. Apart from all of this, obviously learning it at school doesn't mean that then you can speak a language, because I have like, I've it's a totally different thing.
Right.
So I also graduated in languages
Yeah.
then after, and then I had a scholarship to go and study in Spain for 1 year. So that's how I
Mastered the language.
mastered the language a little bit more. But I would say that the reason why I speak so many languages is just because I love languages. It's my passion, I guess. My tip to a person who would want to learn a language or master it, I would say just practice a lot. Whatever practice means to you. Because I think that every brain works in a different way.
Yeah.
So there's not a universal law for which you can master a language. For some people, a more academic kind of approach could be very useful. For some other people, they might just like a natural approach and a fun approach, so that would stick more in their head. So whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever challenges you as well, just do that. If you feel like you can remind things better by writing them, just write them down and repeat them every day. But most of all, a thing that you cannot miss is talking to native speakers a lot and hang out with find friends from that speak that language.
I see.
And push yourself to speak it a lot. Don't be shy.
Before you start another language, do you have to kind of master the first or second or third ones first, or you could do it simultaneously in learning language? เรียนไปพร้อมๆกันได้ไหม
I think it depends on you. It depends on the person. I mean, for some people that might work. For other people, that might not work. Yeah.
Okay. Now let's move a bit back to your career.
Okay.
Right, in becoming a singer, professional singer.
That's nice to hear.
Right. Our team has been doing some research, and we found out that you were a bit timid when you were a kid. ขี้อายนิดหน่อย.
Not need knowing. I was absolutely the shyest person I've ever met in my life. And that was such a shock for me. I talk about this in my song Satellite, actually. I was so shy and also very insecure.
Shy of what?
Of everything, of my own shadows. I remember when my parents found out that I could sing by listening to me singing in the toilet, and then maybe their friends would come over and they were like, "Can you sing us something?" And I used to cry and run away.
So we should put a toilet bowl on the stage when you sing.
Yeah.
So it makes you more comfortable.
No, I have my sound engineer that can do every sound effect like I'm in my own toilet.
Okay.
Picker, the wonderful picker, yes.
Okay, right. So from being such a shy girl, what was that push that got you on stage in the X Factor Italy?
I was very shy, but inside of me, I always felt that I had this huge, so many things that I wanted to share. So I guess my passion was more powerful than my shyness. And also I really wanted to fight this thing. I really wanted, because I think that it can just limit you a lot. It's nice sometimes to be shy and not to be too blah. But I felt like that was limiting me and my dreams and my passion. I mean, I wanted to sing, but I was shy. So those things are like two Muay Thai fighters punching each other. It's cannot.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I see. What was the thing that you were expecting when you applied for the X Factor?
I just wanted to challenge myself. Honestly, I used to watch X Factor since I was even younger, and I used to dream with the people going up there and 4 yeses, so nice. So I used to kind of imagine that moment for me myself as well. And I just wanted to try and challenge myself to see if I actually could do that. Okay, I'm super shy, but I will do this. And I cried so much on the stage.
You cried?
Yes, I cried on the stage. When I got 4 yeses and they were like, okay, we hope you're crying because you're happy because you did great. And I was like, I cried so much.
And you were crying because?
I was excited and happy, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I was happy that, it's a little step, but for me, it was huge.
All right. So until today, do you still have stage fright?
Oh, I do.
You still do?
Yeah, of course I do. It depends on the song as well. For example, if I sing a more happy song, I have that less because I enjoy the moment.
Okay.
But as I said many times, my songs are very personal. So sometimes when I sing More Than Gold, last time I sang it, I cried on stage. And it's stronger than me. I cannot. But I hope that people can understand that. Yeah, I still have stage fright, but of course now it's my work, it's my job, and it's my profession. So I have to kind of master that in the best way.
I see. And you write your own songs as well.
Yes.
Right. Until this very moment, your achievements that's been released is what, 7 songs? 6, 7?
Yeah, about 7 songs.
7 songs. Which one are you most proud of?
I cannot tell that. I love all of my babies. Come on, I cannot choose one.
Okay.
Because they're all very personal from different parts and different experiences in my life.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of them, I love them.
Right. You mentioned that they're like your little personal diary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I picked them up out of because since I was very young, I used to write a lot.
Yeah.
Apart from writing songs,
Okay.
I write
Okay.
because it just makes me feel better. So I just channel all of my feelings, and whenever I'm very stressed, I would just write it all down, even if it makes no sense
Okay.
at all. I would just write it down, and then it helped me to get rid of it. So it's like kind of my therapy.
Yeah.
So sometimes I pick things from there and make it a song, or sometimes I write it in the form of a song directly. Yeah.
In how many languages besides English?
I do in English, in Italian when I just have to write my things down, or
In Thai, maybe?
no.
Maya?
I don't do that in Thai just because I cannot write that well.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would. I mean, I can write, but I do so many mistakes, and
Right.
yeah,
So
it takes me ages to write like wa, wen, sala,
What's the hardest Thai word that you just recently learned?
Oi, I don't know. Maybe something like the Red Cross Sapa Sapa Gashat or something like that.
Oh,
Is that
okay.
yeah, that is.
Okay.
I couldn't memorize this word in my brain.
Okay,
I had a rejection, and every time I was like, yeah, the Red Cross, that word. And I was like, Sapa Gashat. Now I can.
Okay.
That was pretty.
That's nice. So you're an artist who likes to express herself, right? So is that in any way the reason you were on stage at the Miss Universe pageant?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, also the fact that I was very shy as a kid
Yeah.
made me think that I believe that so many other people are in that situation right now, and maybe even older than I was, So I just wanted to show that if I can do that, everyone in the world can do that. And I was even like the shortest in Miss Universe, and in Thailand we're like, no, you have to be tall 180 centimeters. And I was like, no, I'm just gonna go like this, it's fine. Yeah, so just to show that to be kind of an inspiration, to inspire people to be themselves, and that it's good to be you, and also it's like such a big platform where you can share all of your volunteering matters and all of the things that you might want to do to help,
Right.
which makes your voice louder.
Women empowerment.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so speaking of volunteering, you also do a number of volunteer activities. Like you ended up in Nepal a few years back. What was that all about?
I went on this volunteering trip with my brothers, Luigi Valdemaro, with my 2 brothers, and then their uncle, which is a doctor. So basically we went to Kathmandu, and then we went to many villages. Now I don't remember the names of these villages, but there were so many villages like lost in the Himalayas mountains. So we just went there and brought basically many medicines to kind of check their health and how they were doing up there, because some of them, they don't even have like a clear water system, like a
Sanitary water.
they don't have like clean water to wash themselves or stuff like that, so that can create many allergies and stuff on their skin and blah blah. And then I also taught a little bit of English, and then just played with kids, learn about their life, their culture, and how they live, and yeah.
A true beauty queen indeed.
No, come on.
Right. What is the most important thing that you've learned in life
In life,
until this very moment?
I think the most important thing that I've learned is that it's so important to be grateful. Because sometimes, like, also these experiences have taught me that even though sometimes you feel like your life is falling apart because you have this situation and this and that, there's always somebody that's like in a worse situation than you. So we always, like, we must be thankful for what we have, even for just breathing. Like, life is not something to be taken for granted at all, I think.
Right.
So whenever I'm very down, I would say, okay, I have my family that loves me, I have my music, I have a good job, I have food every day, I have a home. So I'm like, yeah, that's my biggest lesson that I
right.
remind myself, I think.
Okay. Speaking of food, you mentioned food. You recently become a vegetarian.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a perfect vegetarian, have to confess and admit, because sometimes, like, I still eat seafood and stuff. But it's been a year that I quit eating, like, meat, like...
Red meat?
Yeah, red meat or even white meats, like chicken or pork. I don't eat that.
Okay.
Yeah, and because 1 year back, I happened to watch like this video on Instagram, a very simple video of like Save Movement and stuff like that,
Yeah.
in which they tortured, like I saw with my eyes what they did to those poor animals. And I was like, I cannot be part of this. Why would I be that? No, I cannot. And I just
Right.
cried, like it made me feel so bad. So I
Your
couldn't.
eyes are kind of watering right now, just
No.
thinking about it. Huh?
And it's just, I find it very sad, but I understand it's something so sensitive. But yeah, and I've been eating meat my whole life, so yeah.
Living here, being half Thai, if you could change one thing in this country.
One thing in this country as well, can I say two?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because
You're the guest. I mean, you can go three. I mean, you want to.
one thing, of course, if I had like a magic thing and I would be like, woohoo, and I can just change things like that, I would just, or you mean like for real?
Well, anything. It's an open question. Go ahead.
Okay, so I would say that I would, make sure to help every kind of people that live in a very poor situation and stuff. And also from a more social kind of thing, I would want to fill every individual in Thailand with lots of love. Because I really think that something as simple as love can really change things so much.
Right.
When we have so much love for ourselves, then we just want to give it out. And it's just like it comes out of us and you want to give it and you want to help and you want to love other people. But if you don't have love for yourself, that's like the beginning of everything, like bullying and stuff and this and that, and not caring about the people around you, not caring about the people in need. So that's...
So I feel that you sense a number of hatred in Thailand. So you want to add love. Is that the point? No.
Sometimes I just feel that, like, for example, I always questioned myself. This is very honest of me, I'm sorry. But like since I was young, I would ask my mom and myself, like, why every time I go to Thailand, sometimes people in a funny way, they would ask you like, why do you have this many pimples on your face? Why are you more fat? Or like
Gain
something
weight?
yeah, did you gain weight? And for some people that can be very like bad, like could feel
Offensive.
very bad. Yeah, they can feel offended by that. But I understand sometimes it's like you don't do that because you want to offend someone and it's like your funny way. But I don't know, I think it's very sensitive and it shouldn't be incorporated that much in
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
This is just a very simple, stupid example, but yeah.
What is next in life for you? What's in line?
What is the next in life? Just enjoy every moment. Because I'm not a big fan of like super planning everything out. Like in 5 years I'm gonna do this. Of course I have my broad main goals and stuff, but I mean I'm also a strong believer that anything can happen.
Right.
I could die in 5 minutes. So that's sad, but it's the truth. Like people go like that, boom. So it's just to make every moment worthwhile, I guess, and
Right.
not stress myself. Just be at peace, be happy with what I'm doing every moment, be present. That's it.
So I could assume that you didn't really expect yourself to be at this very stage, at this spotlight, the moment you
no.
stepped up the X Factor stage.
No. It's still crazy. I was talking about this with my parents the other day, actually, because my dad was like, it's so weird that you are... We used to listen to Spotify, blah, 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 and now every time I open Spotify, there's your face popping up. Yeah, so that's such a weird feeling, and yeah.
Right. What's
I
also good about the music is seeing your face and singing those songs. It gives really a positive feedback. I mean, at least to me. Right. Your
Thank you.
beauty, your voice. Which was it that brought you today's fame? Let me rephrase that.
Okay, I know I understand.
Okay. Or which which do you think got you further between how you look or how you sound or how you think?
I think how I think and not how I don't know if how I sound, but how I write. I would say it's like the songs that I write. I think that's the songs and that's linked to how I think because I write out what I think. So that's maybe the main thing because I think that beauty can get like I'm not even that like Miss Universe or anything like that, and also beauty is such a temporary thing, and one day for some people you can be beautiful, for others you can be ugly, and then there's nothing you can do about that. But I guess when you write out your feelings and stuff like that and people can relate to it, that's a more significant thing. So I would say this. I hope for that at least. Because it would be sad otherwise.
Right. Now, there's also this charity project with which you took part in, along with a number of women in Southeast Asia, right? What's it called again?
It's the HEAL project.
HEAL as in HEEL? ไม่ใช่ HEAL. I'm sorry. Big difference. What's that all about?
Well, that's kind like the project was named after the song because we basically had to sing this song. It's like 14 female artists, all women, from Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And from like Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines, Indonesia, and blah blah blah. And one of them wrote this single with another producer from the Philippines, and they basically asked me if I wanted to be part of it, and all of the income will be donated to charity project in the Philippines for people struggling with COVID-19. So that was a good reason for me to join, and I think that's very important in these hard times to do something that can help and uplift people a little bit. And this song is all about healing and how you're not alone in this and the world is healing, and like be positive,
Right. Now, your songs being on Spotify's playlist, how has that changed your life?
Oh, it's just made me see that things can happen if you work hard for it. So it gave me like more power and made me very happy. Like I would have never imagined that a song I write in my bedroom would then go to into like a Spotify playlist. Like it's a hit in which there are like Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, and like other international artists, and then there's like my song. I'm like, ooh, it's weird, but it's good.
I see. Now, what have you learned living your life here in Thailand? The most important thing that you've learned?
In Thailand? I would say if it's just in Thailand, be ready and be prepared.
Ready for what and prepare for what?
For everything. Because in Thailand, I feel that it's such, for me personally at least, my life here is very like, is changing constantly on every level.
The word is unpredictable.
Yeah, it's like unpredictable. And in Thailand, especially from moving from like such a slow life like I had in Italy to Bangkok rushy life, for me, everything is like, 300% more. So it's like I have to be prepared. One time, okay, I have lots of jobs. One time I don't. One time my mood is like here, and another time. And you have to constantly fight with these things. And I do many things, like also like, with university and this and that and blah, blah, blah. So I would say that Thailand is definitely teaching me to be ready and prepared for whatever happens. Yeah.
Now, your latest release,
Yeah.
it was just launched a few days ago.
Yeah.
Right? นะฮะคือณเวลาเนี้ยที่เราบันทึกเทปกันเนี่ยนะฮะได้ออกไปไม่นานนี้เลยเนี่ยฮะ Tell us a bit about it.
I love that song. Okay, the song is called I Really Wanna Know Ya.
Oh, very interesting. So, who is this Ya that we're talking about?
I'm not telling you.
บอกได้ Come on.
Well, I cannot. I'm gonna pass out.
Okay. นะครับแค่ pass out คือเป็นลมไม่ถึงขั้น pass away นะฮะจะเสียชีวิตนะครับ Alright, so this song is a very special song for a very special person.
Of course. But, oh God. Yeah.
ทำไมหน้าแดงๆนะฮะ Can we hear a verse?
Yeah, of course. You want to hear the verse or the chorus?
Oh, you give it to us.
Okay, let's sing the chorus then. I'll never let you down, never let you down, never let you down. I really wanna know ya. I really wanna know ya. I'll never let you down, never let you down, never let you down. I really wanna love ya. Oh, I really wanna love ya. oh 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 yeah that's it
โอ้
yeah
โหสุดยอดมากตบมืออีกรอบทีมงาน
yay
นะฮะ Who is that special person
well you can
I
guess
really
who
want-
that is
เหรอ โอเคนะฮะกับเพลงนี้นะครับซึ่งเรียกว่าเป็นเพลงล่าสุดนะครับที่สาวสวยทรงพลังเต็มไปด้วยสิ่งดีๆเพลงนี้จะเพราะขนาดไหนนะฮะแล้วเธอพูดถึงใครอันนี้เราไม่ดูแน่นะครับ แต่ว่านะฮะความงดงามนะครับของสิ่งที่เธอต้องการสื่อออกไปและรวมถึงความเพราะของเพลงนี้คุณผู้ฟังก็ลองไปหาฟังกันดูได้นะครับยังไงวันนี้ต้องขอบคุณมากๆเลยนะครับคุณวาเลนติน่าพลอยครับขอบคุณนะครับ
ขอบคุณมากๆเลยค่ะ thank you so much
So who's the guy? Come on.
ติดตาม A Day Podcast ได้ทาง adaymagazine.com Joox Apple Podcast Spotify Podbean SoundCloud และ A Day Magazine YouTube Channel